Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. Let's take a look at the chart. I'm going to start with this one, as I have the last few weeks, following the settlement several weeks ago above the 842.31 descending channel top. We've been anticipating 1174.15 as a 2 to 3 month upside objective. On the way up, we have 974 even, which is the move high from early March, and we also have 1019.70. I consider 1019.70 a realistic, 2 to 3 week objective. It's been a 2 to 3 week objective for the last couple of weeks now. We've yet to actually test it. We came very close to testing it actually in the early days of the buy signal, and we traded sideways for a week and a half, and all the while the channel top that is now 4 weeks in the making continued to rise through time. So I switched to 1019.70 being our meaningful secondary buy signal upon settlement above. 974 had that at one point. Now it's just able to contain daily buying pressures, and it's actually in reach today. We did put out a new high settlement price, all-time high settlement price on Tuesday, and so I think just on that alone, 974 even in reach today. We have minor points that are all tradable, but 974 even, an obvious resistance level, can contain daily buying pressures. That is the extent of it, though. I don't see a triple top here. You could make the case that there's already a double top. I think that this market wants to take this area out, and I say that because of the violation of this classic descending flag at the top of a move that is an all-time high on 842.31, above which 1174.15 remains a 2 to 3 month objective. And if over the coming week or two we are to close above 1019.70, we should see an accelerated bullish continuation to the 1174.15 formation within another 3 to 5 weeks or so. Now, upside, 974 even still offers your next sort of go with buy signal on strength, with a settlement above 974 even. Within 3 to 5 days of that, we should reach the 1019.70 formation, where by that point in time, we could top out through next week, fall away back to 974 within several days, possibly to as yet to be determined channel support. So we could trade inside of this channel for the next couple of weeks. And I say as yet to be determined because, this is just a trend line off the lows, and the channel top at 1019.70 is based on that trend line. But, we're not going to, sometimes this happens actually, but, it's likely that as we test 1019.70, we rally just shy of it, or we push through it a bit. It's not going to be to the very tick, generally speaking, and that's why I say as yet to be determined, because then we will adjust for the channel support once we fall away from the 1019.70 formation. I'm not assuming that we will. We are in the middle of what I would call actually a midterm buy signal above 842.31, and yes, if we were to close in the coming week or two above 1019.70, 3 to 5 week bullish continuation to 1174.50. If you did not go long several weeks ago above the 842.31 channel top, your next, if you're kind of a 2 to 3 to 5 week swing trader, your next opportunity to go long would be a settlement above 1019.70. Or on weakness, I need to shift now to the downside, on weakness at 905.18 to 916.33. I don't expect to see this area today, but we could. We have minor points on the way down. None of them have pivot point qualities. None of them I'm comfortable saying one is more significant than the other. And if we violate, say 940.54, we are then likely to test 916.33. No. I will say that if we break 932.01, we're likely to test 916.33, which is the beginning of a narrowing zone of rising near-term support at 905.18 that can contain selling through next week, and once tested we can round up to some variation of 1019.70. And I say some variation because we would have a slightly different resistance structure if we were to test this 905.18 channel bottom. But bottom picking 905.18 and 916.33, talking to you 2 to 3 week swing traders, then anticipation of 1019.70. You could also play more of the short-term approach if you buy the 905.18 and 916.33 region. Within 3 to 5 days of that, we could actually rally up to the 974 even high from last March. Now, if we were to close today, and I think it's a long shot. Well, I shouldn't say that. We have earnings, so just let me just finish with, if we close today below 905.18, 842.31 is then expected by the end of next week or sooner, and that is the beginning of a range that I've yet to commit to because there's a rising 2/3 speed line that will adjust once again if we push through that high from last week. I think that's 965.74. No, it's 958.18. So 958.18. How should I put this? If we were to close below 905.18, 842.31 is a 1 to 2 week target by the end of next week. There's a rising 2/3 speed line in the same vicinity that is based on that 958.18 high. But if we take that out today, then we recalibrate the rising speed lines. It's hard to get into with the short scope of this video, and it's really not all that important. I will say this with respect to 905.18, that if you did go long several weeks ago above 842.31, if we close today below 905.18, that may be your cue to take profits and exit. And if you're so adept, you might actually reverse and play the short side. Closing below 905.18, we are expecting the lower 840s within a full week of activity, where we could bottom out into June and would be a downward pivot point as we move into June trade. It's very stair-step right now on the way down, but I am going to remind you, we do have a longer-term buy signal above 842.31. We are expecting 1174.15 over the next several months, and if over the next week or two we can close above 1019.70, we can narrow that to within 3 to 5 weeks. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Thursday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great day.